Hello, it's Tarot and Coffee with Olivia. I'm Olivia. If you want to book a private reading, you can go to my website. I've got it in the description. Also, good morning. I forgot to tell you how great it is that you are here watching this. I'm really excited about it. And when I say you, I mean all of you, like all of you. There are so many of you. I had no idea. It's like I almost have about the size of a classroom, not quite, in a classroom in the public schools. Yeah, I'm almost there. I think the top off is something like 30, so we're pretty close. The other thing I feel like we're oh wait, no, I'm over that. The other thing that I'm pretty close to is I'm getting closer and closer to 100 subscribers. And what that means is that I'll get a cool YouTube handle. So if you know somebody that you think might benefit from this, or might think it's funny, or might think it's fun, or might find it interesting, or that they'll just subscribe because they'll do anything for you, go ahead and send them this video. Ask them to what they think. If they like it, they can subscribe to my channel, and that will put me just a little bit closer to my cool YouTube handle. That's really not the most important thing. The most important thing is you, and that you are enjoying or finding some comfort or something in this reading every day. That is really my goal, is to put some positive energy out into the world in a way that I know how. So um, one of the things I want you always to remember is these cards, they're guidelines. They're not the be all end all. You are the master of your own destiny. You're the master of your own universe, except when you're not. That's when you let go and let God. Um, this right here is for us to talk about your day. If you're watching in the morning before your day starts, we're talking about what might occur in your day and what kinds of things do you want to think about if that does occur. And are usually it does, because they're four cards and you have choices and you get to choose your card, and then your card usually does resonate with you. I'm not sure exactly how it works, I just know it works. um, some people watch this at the end of their day because they feel like it will, well, because they like to look over their past day and see how it resonates. So it can be a past reading, it can be a future reading, and it can be a present reading if you read it at your lunchtime and you're like, oh my gosh, this guy standing right in front of me looks just like that card I drew. And he's saying exactly the same things we were talking about. That could happen. It does. But anyway, so let's see. Do I have a thought of the day? I do. I have a thought of the day. But first, I'm going to talk to you about choosing your cards. So we have, I'm wearing too many rings. So we have four cards up here and four gemstones. And I'm going to get out my little flashlight too and show you these gemstones up close, because they're just um, really spectacular. This is our selenite. And I have pronounced the names of these gemstones wrong in the past. Like I said, if you know somebody who thinks this will be funny, they can listen to me say Calcopyrite, because that's not how you say it. I think it's Calcopyrite. And I do believe it is what did I say? Is it an iron ore? I don't remember. But it is beautiful. This one is a new one. This one is a fluorite of a colored fluorite. It's sensitive to light. You don't want to display them. Well, there are a lot of crystals and rocks. You don't want to do this. This is an amethyst. I'll put it over here so you can see all the beautiful colors. And so you can pick a card that is behind the stone that you like, or the crystal that you like. You can do it that way. Maybe something's calling to you. Maybe you're just feeling really drawn to that selenite. I know I always am. So I will put timestamps in the description of this video so you can skip ahead to your reading. And now I guess we'll talk about the thought of the day. My thought of the day today was, I mentioned a dream I had yesterday, and I kind of think of that dream as literal, that I'm really trying too hard and that I run into trees. Um, if you want to know what my dream was yesterday, you might want to just tune into the video yesterday, because I'm going to talk about a different dream today. And first, I'm going to talk about where it came from. So this dream came from, I was taking a test I used to be a midwife, and I was taking a test in Dallas. We had to travel to take our tests, and all over Texas. And we went to Dallas one time, and I stayed at a friend's house who was also a midwife. She happened to be Vietnamese, or Vietnamese American. Um, she was also a midwife, and she learned how to cook from her mother and her grandmother, and she made me a beautiful Vietnamese meal. And this was back in the early 90s, when you didn't have Vietnamese restaurants on every corner. We didn't. We had to go to some obscure part of town to find good Vietnamese food, and we didn't even know how to do that so much back then. Um, so she made me this beautiful meal, and then part of the meal, she was like, "This is real traditional food, and it takes some, not everybody likes it at first." And she showed me this bowl. It's this little white bowl, and it was full of these little tiny fish, these tiny, skinny, golden skinned fish. And when I say golden, they were the color of gold, like molten gold, but they were fish. Shiny, shiny, shiny. And they had some seasoning. I don't know exactly if she like smoked them and then marinated them or marinated them. I don't know what she did, but she said it took her a long time to cook, and they were just so good. And so from now on, I ate them. I loved them at first bite. It was one of the most delicious things I'd ever put in my mouth. And the texture was really wonderful too. And that's my dream. So I got up in the night that night, and I snacked on them. They were in the fridge, and went looking for them and had some more. And then I had some more for breakfast. Um, that was real life. But ever since then, every now and then, I have a dream that I get up in the night and I open the fridge and there are those fishes, and I eat them. And to me, that's a dream that symbolizes abundance. Abundance, enough to eat, not just enough to eat, but the most delicious food that's prepared by hand with love to eat, also like molten gold. So to me, that was then a dream, that is a dream about abundance. So I guess the thought of the day is something about dreams and abundance. It's not very cohesive, but that's okay. Thanks for watching. So now we're going to go on to the part we've all been waiting for, and we're going to start with the selenite. And that is this one right here, and we're going to turn over your card. Pardon me. And we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. Pages oftentimes, like, I don't know how many other readers feel this way, but pages oftentimes like bring us messages, and that makes me think about angels. Now, here's the thing. When a page brings us a message, when a page brings us a message, rather than be a divine angel that is on the other side of the veil helping you, it's usually a person in life that is like your angel, that like your buddy, your friend, or someone who helps and helps you and is good with you and that you enjoy. And so in other words, a living person rather than an angel. So look for a message. I always say that when I see a page. But also, these are also youthful cards. This one in particular, because it is Pentacles, has to do with financial opportunity, or a skill that you have that's kind of in its younger stages that you can build on. Also, this particular card sometimes has to do with someone who is a scholar in college, a college student, someone with dark hair. If you have this card in your reading today, one of the things I would say is look for a message from someone. Also, I would say if you have a college student, especially someone who just graduated, that's someone that you may be able to interact with today on a personal level. And that is something that, of course, if it's someone we love and they graduated, then we need to honor that. If it's something else that's coming up, like look for a financial opportunity. Um, the economy is crazy right now. It's super crazy. We all know that because of the big COVID shutdown and because a lot of our businesses don't really have any kind of savings, just like our American people for the most part, except for a few. That's how it goes. That's how it is. Why am I talking about that? Because it's crazy, but you may really have something there. You may be able to see something and all this turmoil that you'll be able to profit from. So I want you to keep that in mind today, and we'll put your card back right here next to the selenite. And then we're going to go to the, I think it's called Calcopyrite. It might be called Calcopyrite, but I'm pretty sure I looked up the correct pronunciation and that's it. And we're going to turn over your card today. And we have the wonderful, whoops, my camera. We have the Nine of Cups, Cauldrons, Hearts, same thing. And this card is a card about being happy and fulfilled. There is a little warning with this card to be careful of indulgence, overindulgence, gluttony, that kind of stuff comes up. But that's not what we're thinking about today. We're talking about enjoying what you have right now. You may not have anything in the bank. You may have bills looming over your head. You may have all kinds of hardships facing you. But today, from reading this card, your assignment is to enjoy what you have. Enjoy the person or people that you have around you. I know it's COVID time. I'm not suggesting that you break quarantine. I know a lot of people have. Um, and I'm not judging any of that. I'm just saying that, and I'm not saying that you should do any of that, but I do think you should enjoy who is around you. Hopefully, you're not all alone. I know there are people out there that are quarantining all alone. And if this is you and you got this card today, I would say that you might enjoy some phone calls or a 6 foot away visitor. What do they call that? Social distancing visit. Although they're not social distancing in the card because, well, it's a card and they didn't know about COVID when they made these cards. So enjoy what you have today. Whatever that might be. It looks like you're okay with food, according to this card. Now we're going to move over to this green fluorite it also has some rose and purple and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to turn over your card. Oh, another page. Okay. So we have the Page of Rods. Again, like I said before, I think of pages, sometimes they are messengers. Sometimes pages are pets. Um, a dog or a cat that we have living with us. Sometimes that's the case. Pages do bring messages. I'm thinking of my mom's little dog who died. She didn't diagnose her breast cancer, but she caught it. She started pawing on her breast where there was a little knot, and mom didn't even notice the little knot until it started really hurting after this little dog was pawing at it. She was getting really irritated and annoyed with this little dog. But then she was like, I have to go get this checked out. I think the dog's been bothering me. And sure enough, it was early stage breast cancer, and she has been had clear exams and has been cancer free for a few years now, which is really exciting. So listen to the people in your life and the animals in your life that you consider to be almost like angels to you, like living angels, good friends, people who encourage you. You're going to have some good news today. This message, this card also has to do with the Page of Cups. It has to do with creativity. I mean, wands. I'm sorry. I don't know. I hope I didn't say Page of Cups a lot. It's the Page of Wands is what we're looking at. Um, this is also someone who will say something good about you, like a reference, maybe a reference letter. Also, maybe someone who will stand up for you in court. This person is a person with light colored hair, light colored eyes, a youth, or possibly a pet. It could be an old pet, but a young person. Um, anyway, just keep a lookout for a message today, something that will help you, something that's good news, or it's someone that's going to stand up for you. Make sure you give them your appreciation and your love, because that is someone who cares for you. And yeah, that's what. So if you have that card today, that's what I would look for, a message. I would be appreciative of those around me that are caring. Um, and it would be good news. I'm looking for good news for you, or something like that leads you on the path of good news, like my mom's little dog led her to health. Now we're going to look at the amethyst. What do we have behind the purple stone? Oh, the Five of Pentacles. So I have a word for this card, and it's called codependent. She actually bit his hand. I'm just kidding. No, but this does indicate like couples fighting. Um, it does not talk about a breakup. It talks about unhealthy relationship. Um, it doesn't have to be your primary relationship. It's not necessarily talking about that. But one of the things that this card kind of predicts, I guess, is that things will get better. Um, I know that's a funny thing when you see them standing there like that looking so sad, but one of the things I like to say when I see this card is it's always darkest before the dawn, because it really is. That always sounded kind of like a silly thing to say to me until I started being a midwife and delivering babies and learned about the stage of labor called transition. It is a stage of labor with almost every woman says, I can't do this, I give up, I don't want to, I'm not going to have this baby. Something along those lines. And when they say that, they've had enough. They're at the end. They've been they've been pushing, they've been hurting, they've been in labor, and they are just ready to stop. If they're having a home birth, sometimes they'll say, "Just take me to the hospital." They're done. They're done. Um, and then that's when you say, hey, guess what, you're in transition. That means the baby's almost here. Usually within 30 minutes to 2 hours of transition, you get a baby, you get a crowning. Sometimes a little longer, but when you consider the average labor is 18 hours long, then you consider that, or unaugmented labor is about 18 hours long a first time baby, then you realize that a couple of hours isn't that long. So it's always darkest before the dawn. This is a daily reading, so this is today. This is not something that is necessarily going to carry on and through tomorrow. It may, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about today, and you can get through this today. Um, Maybe it's something that you'll recognize. Oh my gosh, my relationship is codependent, and you didn't think of that before. Maybe it has something more to do with someone else, not your significant other, but a different codependent relationship with a sibling or a parent or someone at work. So just consider that today. Your assignment is to realize that this is not going to be forever, and the fact that you're looking at it is a good thing. If you pick the Five of Pentacles, just know that it is really almost always darkest before the dawn, so don't give up. And we are at the end. And I'm doing all my stuff at the beginning, all my begging for likes and subscriptions and shares and that kind of stuff. But here I popped another one here and on the end real quick. It's really hard to say goodbye, but I really appreciate y'all being here, and I'm really excited to see what this day unfolds for you and for me. So please feel free to comment. You can make any kind of comments you want. I think they do have some regulations on YouTube about appropriateness, but as far as I'm concerned, give me criticisms, give me criticism about my videos. I've come this far because people have told me I needed a new mic because I wasn't being heard at first. And so, like, any little thing helps. Any comment helps. Even if you say, that was really funny when you dropped the camera and we saw that you're still on your nightgown or whatever. Oh, okay, I'm still talking too much. I better go. All right, love you guys. Bye.